Hey, chismosas.
Welcome to the Tell Me Chisme podcast with Marty and Kim. Welcome back, guys.
Hi, guys.
So, in honor of this episode, we decided to start off the sombreros because it relates to this weekend's events, unfortunately.
Yeah, go ahead and share.
So, I was supposed to go to Julion Alvarez with two of my best friends. And if you didn't hear, they revoked Julion Alvarez's visa.
Dude, so horrible. So it was the day of or day before?
I think day of.
That was on purpose for sure.
So, yeah, we're not going to get too into it, but, you know, who we blaming?
Yeah, I mean,
everyone knows.
Where was the concert going to be at?
In Arlington.
Arlington,
at
Texas. Dude, Texas of all of places. That sucks.
Yeah, and kind of talking about that, you know that one lawyer, the no sé qué, the Martinez lawyer, that pink girl on TikTok?
Yes, they call her Barbie or something like that, yeah.
She just moved out of Texas.
Yeah?
And she's telling everyone to move out of Texas.
She could have saved them.
She's like, if you're DACA, whatever, she's like, get out of that state.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, we're not going to wear the sombreros the whole time because I feel like they're a little bit of a distraction. So it was just to start off the episode. So we got to fix the hat here.
Yeah, so since she didn't go to Arlington, the whole point is that she was going to go do like a little weekend trip for the concert and I was going to be here vibing. And since she didn't do that, we decided to have fun this weekend. We're like, well, she already wasted money on a hotel that she could not get a refund for.
Which we lost, unfortunately. But we're trying to kind of like weigh out the pros and cons. We were like, if we're going to go, we're gonna spend more money because obviously like what we would have been at the concert, we're going to have to do something. Yeah. So if we went to go get drinks, that would have been 3 hours worth that we're gonna have to be spending money elsewhere. So we're like, we're either out $100 each for the hotel, or we can just stay here and make the best out of it. One of our other friends, whose sister to one of the girls that was gonna go, she was here, and honestly, we hadn't all gotten together in years. So we were like, how about we just go out? So I'm not gonna lie, longest Memorial Day weekend ever.
Gosh, and it had been so long since I drank too, but I was like, you know what, I'm down. Like I worked all 3 of those days and I went out 2 of the days. You went out all 3.
We went out Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday ended up drinking at
and that was the worst of the days that we got. So let's recap. Let's start from the beginning. So the first day that you guys went out, you want to talk about that?
Yes. So some tears were shed from some girls in the group, that obviously because we were upset because the Julion thing. Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, this is one of our favorite artists. We were just looking forward to it. Like, I'm not gonna get into that. Obviously, we were bummed, sad, angry, everything, all of the above. Yeah. So we're literally deciding. And the thing is, the girls had made almost a 3-hour drive to where I'm at. We were gathering together. I was like, why are they taking so long? I was like, should I get concerned? I called them. I was like, hey, are you guys almost here? They're like, did you hear the concert got canceled? I was like, what? They're like, yeah, like, it's not happening. So we get here. We're like, everyone's like, people are calling us like, hey, did you hear this? Did you hear that? I'm like, yes, we're trying to like, can't talk right now. We're trying to figure out what we're going to do. So that's when we decided we were going to end up staying the weekend here in town. So we're like, F it, let's go out. Like, we got to make the best of it. Whatever. Like, let's go out. So,
and I hadn't expected them to obviously stay here, you know, that wasn't in the plan. So I was like, well, I'm not doing anything. Should I go out? And at the very beginning, you guys were kind of like undecided of, okay, so we could still go out in Texas. We could go do a trip here or go out here. And at first I was all down to go out here. And then like the later and later it got, I started getting like more drowsy. So I decided not to go out, but they finally started getting ready to go out.
Yes. So at that point she was like, okay, I'm staying in. So us 3 ended up going out. And we, like I said, we met up with, the sister of one of the girls. She ended up meeting us here. We all went out together. And honestly, it was a chill night. That night,
Chill, but you were out till like 5 a.m.
Chill in the sense that I wasn't really drinking.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I had a couple drinks, but honestly, like, that was it. And I was drinking water in between. And it was supposed to be a chill night. We came back here at this club's here closed at like 1:32-ish. So by the time we got here, it was like 2-ish. And that girl calls us, hey, actually, like, we're gonna go hang out at my apartment. Do you guys want to come over? I was ready to call it done. I was sitting on the air mattress, like, yawning. And my friends were like, oh, Marty doesn't want to go out. Like, you're a good girl. Like, it's your place. You can stay if you want. But I'm a good host. I was like, I'm not going to be the vibe killer. Like, I'm tired, but we don't all get to hang out very often.
Mind y'all, I told Marty, let me know when you're home. She walks into the bedroom. She goes, Kim, I'm home. I went back to bed thinking, okay, I can sleep at peace now. Tell me why this girl's like, oh, we actually ended up going out again.
Yes, the next morning I was like, yeah, Kim, we didn't come home until like 5 something in the morning. So,
crazy.
Yeah, and it's so funny. Like, we went over to my friend's apartment, which, fun fact, that apartment, I used to actually live with her there. And literally we were playing like Who's More Likely. I don't think anyone else was drinking. I think some of them were like just like smoking and stuff, just vibing.
Yeah.
And honestly, it was such a chill night. I played the Caliuchis album. I was like, oh my god, this night feels so euphoric. Only because I'm like, oh, it's like some new friends, my old friends, like just us hanging out, trying to make the best of it. So honestly, it was a good end to that. And also, like, I'm telling you, like there was a full blown thunderstorm. Like there was like a flood warning.
Yes, we were under a flood watch.
Like the lights went out a couple times. Like it was thunder. Honestly, like great background music. Like Caliuchi's playing like kind of softly in the back, and also like thunderstorms and rain. I'm telling you, it was a whole vibe.
Yeah.
So by the time I was like, okay, guys, like it's here in like 15 minutes. It was like 5 a.m.
We'll insert pictures of each of the days because we all took pictures.
I was like, guys, let's wrap it up. I was like, I'm ready to go home. So we ended up coming home, and then yeah.
So then I went to work. I worked at 8 a.m. all 3 of these days back to back. So when they got home or whatever, I did not even hear them. So then the following day, which was now Saturday, I was like, okay, I didn't go out yesterday. I'm gonna go out with you guys tonight, wherever you guys decide to go. And one of Mari's friends that lives here, she goes out like every weekend, right? And so she like knows like every club and knows some of the owners, the DJs, like, so she's the one planning everything out. So I'm like, I'm just gonna get ready. I'm following you guys. And I also have a friend here, which I'm like, okay, we haven't hung out in a while. And she had asked me that same day, do you want to go out? And I said, bet, I'm already planning on going out. We'll meet you somewhere. So the first place we went to, it was I've only been there a couple times, but it's essentially a gay bar. But the music is just like kind of
it's a gay club.
It's hit or miss, honestly.
Yes, they play a lot of like EDM music, which is definitely my friend's vibe. She's a big raver. Definitely more EDM, but they play like reggaeton. They play other music, obviously.
They definitely go based off of just like who comes out to the dance floor and what they're seeing people vibe out with, you know?
Yes, so, for sure.
Yeah, we went out, we got ready, we all met up there. We stayed there for like how long?
I don't know.
Okay, but the thing is, I kind of wish we would have pre-gamed. Because I would have spent less money. My friend pre-gamed hella. We went there sober. We got there. We got a couple drinks. It was really fun. Yeah. The first, like, I'm not going to lie, first hour, I was like, oh, I'm not really feeling this. This is my vibe. I'm ready to go to the next place, which plays. They were having a bad buddy night at another club. And I was like, oh, I want to go there. But then as we start getting out to the dance floor, there's some more Latinos come in. They start changing up the music. I'm like, okay, we're vibing now. A couple drinks in us. Night's good. And yeah, like her friend group, they were all super sweet. She had told me, she's like, oh, this guy's really nice. And like everyone was really sweet. I didn't feel like creeped out at all. Everyone was a good vibe there at that club. I loved it. So we ended up staying there almost the entire night until like the last hour and some. We decided to go to a club next door.
We went to a club next door.
Yeah, that club is where I had some funky experiences. So just to make it really quickly, so one of my friend's cousins was just not having the best time, had to go to the bathroom, do her thing. And some other girl, listen, most girl bathrooms at clubs are always like a safe space. Everyone's really sweet, hyping everybody up. But eventually, you're going to get someone that's either too drunk or is feeling it or is just like let's just say a very big character. And she probably had really good intentions, just being, oh my god, is that your friend in there? And I was like, yeah, she's fine. And then she's like, she's throwing up, huh? And we were like, yeah. And the next thing you know, she like, I don't even want to say she goes into mom mode. She just
inserted herself in a situation
and she was alone.
Guys had under control.
Yeah, and she was alone. She's like, guys, let me in. And she starts like pulling at the stall, and I'm like, whoa, like she's fine. And she's like, girl, what you need to do is, and then she starts naming all this stuff. I'm like, hey, it's okay. We're gonna get her a water. We go to the bar, get her an ice water. We come back to the bathroom to give it to her, and they come out. And she's like, girl, you need to put your thumb here and I'm some kind of herbal specialist and like you need to do all these things. I would know. And then it starts getting like into trauma dump territory because she starts being like, girl, I'm sure if you threw up, you feel so much better. Look at me. I'm little. I'm anemic. I throw up all the time, so I would know. And I'm like, let's get out of the bathroom. I'm sorry. Time and place. I'm sorry. And she probably was drunk, so I'm giving her, benefit of the doubt. But still, it did make us a little uncomfortable because we're like, oh my God, is she alone? But point being, the rest of the night goes pretty much smooth. And this is when it gets weird.
Wait, what?
At the very end when we're outside.
Oh, okay. Long story short, because I feel like it's pretty short. When we were leaving the club, we were trying to figure out the next move. Like, how is everyone going home and everything?
Yeah.
And we see her. She's like, not howling. What's the word I'm trying? Howling? Like, moaning, groaning, crying. I'm just kidding. Just at the bouncer, saying that she lost her phone, blah blah blah. I'm not gonna lie, she low-key seems, the bouncers look like this wasn't their first rodeo.
Yeah, they're in phase.
With her specifically, I want to assume that she kind of does this often because the way they were looking at her, they were like, "You again," kind of thing. But yeah, she was just crying and everything. like I said, I feel like if she would have been a little less weird, we would, and like I said, she didn't look like incoherent.
Yeah,
she just looked like she was very emotional and like distraught with whatever happened to her phone or whatever. Yeah. But she did look like she was there by herself.
Which I feel so bad. I hope someone helped her get home that day. I'm just like, just the circumstances. I'm like, dude, I had to work the next day. We were already ready to get home. It was starting to sprinkle and it was supposed to be on like lightning.
Yes, and like I said, the night before it was like flooding and thunderstorm warning. The whole weekend was like thunderstorm warnings.
Yeah, no. We were trying to leave.
Yeah, so when we go out of the club, we're like on the little street, whatever. We're trying to figure out what we're gonna do next. And at this point, one of my friends, her husband had come to like meet up with us, and then they had invited another couple that we know, and obviously they were like, okay, we're gonna go with them. So then my friend was like, hey, I'm gonna go with my man and that other couple. And we're like, okay, cool. So she was gonna spend the night with them, so she left, and then it was me, Kim, my other friend, and then her friend group. And I'm telling my friend like, hey, are you staying with your sister or are you coming with me and my sister?
And they're feeling it more so, like ignoring Mari. And I'm like, Mari, come on, time to lock in.
They were buzzed, they were having fun, they were like giving each other piggyback rides, and I'm like, guys, it's thundering, like
let's go.
I see lightning, like what are we doing? Like I have a weird fear, like I have a fear of getting struck by lightning.
Yes.
Yeah, like I don't know the probability, but I swear I'm like, I should know a couple people that know someone that got struck by lightning.
Yeah, too common for comfort.
Yes. So I'm like, I saw lightning. I was like, guys, let's wrap it up. Let's go. So my friend Monica was like, oh no, I'm gonna stay with my sister. So I was like, okay. I'm like, her sister's older sister. I'm like, she's got her. I know, but I just
you would have felt more comfortable.
Yeah, but only because I know my friend, and I'm like, I know eventually she's gonna want to take her makeup off, go to sleep at whenever she wants to, and I know that if she went with her sister, it was gonna be a long night, and boy was it a long night. The next day my friends meet up here, and we're like, hey, what's the plan? We want to go out for brunch. Turns out that the friend that stayed later with the group, she pulled an all-nighter. She's like, I might have gotten an hour of sleep. They basically went over to someone's house. I guess they decided to walk. They're like, we'll start walking home. So they walked home until they got to someone's house.
Homegirl, we're yelling. I just realized. We have mics. We're yelling. Damn,
I'm so sorry, guys. I'm getting a little passionate.
R.I.P. headphone users.
Yeah. So so she said that they walked to someone's house, then somebody else picked them up, took them to someone else's house.
Yeah.
And they got rained on. She showed me her dress that next morning. It was drenched.
Oh my god! And she was gonna estrenar cowboy boots that night. Yes. Thank God she didn't.
Thank God she didn't wear her new cowgirl boots because they would have gotten messed up. Yeah. But yes, they finally made it to someone's house, and then same thing. People were still drinking. They were playing karaoke, smoking, vibing. They said that like I think 6 o'clock came around, and they're like, "Guys, the sun's coming up. We should go get breakfast."
Like, might as well keep the night going.
Like, oh no, well we definitely didn't sleep at all. So yeah, they ended up going for breakfast. So by the time they got here, she had already eaten. So we went out for brunch. And yeah, like I said, we're trying to make the best of it. So we're like, what else are we gonna do after brunch? So we went shopping. We did all that, and then
I was at work.
Yes, and then the girls came by, packed up their stuff. They left back home, and then I just chilled for a little bit. Then you got home.
So this is now Sunday.
Yes, it's Sunday.
And my friend had been like, "Oh, like, do you guys want to come over? We're gonna have a carne asada." And I was like, "Oh my god, I'm so down!" Like, that's one less thing to cook, and two, Mari had like yet to like really meet my friend in person, like for all of us to hang out. I'm like, oh my god, it's gonna be so fun. So I took drinks, dude. I felt like such a high schooler checking out. I was like, I bought Smirnoffs.
Why did you buy those,
dude? I'm usually such a Cayman girl. Like Cayman Jacks are my go-to, but I was like, I want something different. I was like, Smirnoffs. I'm like, I haven't had these in forever. Like, it'll be fun. Plus, they have less alcohol in them, so I feel like you can drink those and eat at the same time without feeling like, ugh, like I'm so full. So I bought Smirnoffs. I mean, they were good. I think there was like 2 left by the end of the night. But point being, yeah, there wasn't that many left. So we went over to my friend Katie's house, and boy, I did not expect to drink as much as we did again. I had not like drank in a hot minute.
Well, the thing is, I didn't pay attention to how much you drank, but I feel like I didn't drink that much in terms of drinks.
Yes,
I had maybe a couple. But the thing is, they kept handing out shots and like encourage, and like I said, they definitely weren't pushing alcohol.
Oh yeah,
like
it's us being like, I'm down.
Yeah, but the thing is, I kept in my head, I'm like, okay, I'll do a baby shot. I said that so many times because in my head I'm like, baby shots, like,
and then they just barely anything. More.
But that's the thing. Entre so many baby shots, I'm pretty sure I had a few regular shots. Entre tanta, okay, baby shot. So honestly, that was my.
Thank goodness, like the people we're with, like we're all old enough to be like, okay, you don't have to if you don't want to, because it wasn't like, again, it was not our own fault, but like we were just so in the moment that we were like, yeah, fuck it, we'll drink, yeah, whatever. If I had to guess how many Smirnoffs I drank for sure one while we ate. Ya entrando a la casa, I think I probably went to 3 or 4 more.
Oh
yeah, dang. I was drinking a lot, and then that in combination with the shots. Not only that, guys, I have yet to, like, I've never smoked weed in my life. I don't get interested in that. I don't even do vapes. Like, I'm not interested. But the guys had some other interesting stuff that I was like, I was just like questioning it.
They had the Zins.
Yeah, they had Zins, and I had heard people talk about them before, and I was like, you know what? I'm already drinking. Let me just see. And they had different flavors. I popped one, and I was like, oh my god, this is burning. Like, is it supposed to feel like this? Like, I'm feeling like a baby. And they're like, yeah, but like you can swallow. I'm like, swallow? I feel like it's gonna burn my throat. And they're like, oh no, you can also spit it out. I had it. Okay, I am so bad with time, but there's just no way I had it even in my mouth for more than a minute. I spit it out. God, I felt the effects. Had it been just the drinks, I don't think I would have felt as hungover I did the next day. But with the Zen, I feel like that took it to the next level. You guys know that meme of like Miley Cyrus on the red carpet? Her eyes are like, I felt like my eyes were like, I feel like they were wide open after the Zen and all the drinks. I was just like locked in.
And it's so funny because I don't know what Kim's told her friend about me or anything. But
I'm basically.
Well, I'm vibing, and it might maybe she's just good at context clues and like the little bits and pieces that I had said because we're talking about relationships at some point.
Yeah.
She comes up to me, and mind you, there's a whole conversation like.
Oh yeah, it's a good vibe everywhere.
She goes, so tell me about this boyfriend that you had for 8 years and like how you guys broke up. And I was like, oh okay. I was like,
she definitely wanted advice because she's also in a long-term relationship right now. So I think she was just curious like what went down.
And honestly, I've had not several. I've had like 2. But I've had 2 people that are also in long-term relationships where either they break up or they're going through like some tough times where they message me. And I love it because I'm like, dang, like I'm glad I give people that I'm hoping like welcoming vibe that they can message me about that stuff.
Yeah.
It's not like I was public. Like I definitely didn't like. It's not like I released a statement. Hi guys, like my relationship of 8 years is over. Yeah. But I think because I did date someone for so long, people who have me on social media for a long time obviously noticed and caught on.
And our town's small, so.
So the fact that I was like the fact that somebody messaged me about that, and it's actually somebody with a big following now. Yeah. You know, and I'm like the fact that they felt comfortable like asking me for advice and was kind of like taking what I was saying into consideration. Like I thought that was sweet. Yeah. So. And the funny thing is, like, kind of how Kim was, like, with the eyes and the Zins.
Oh, you're going to talk about
She had also taken some Zins and, like, said it was
Oh, yeah.
drunk.
And my friend was vaping, too.
Yeah, so everything she was on, when she came up to me, she was, like, right here. And I was like, oh, okay, girl. I was like, well, sit down. I was like, let me
I told Maddie, I'm like, in my defense, when we're both sober, we're just that attentive. We're like, tell me more, tell me more. So she was
like, yeah, so tell me about your 8-year relationship and how that ended. So she was, like, right here. And I was like, oh, okay, girl.
Okay.
And the whole time, like I said, maybe, you know, also when you're drunk, when you're like, I have to concentrate extra hard, like, because my brain's thinking of about a million things. I feel like that was her like listening to me. She was like, oh yeah, and then yeah, so I was like, as I was going, like I said, my sober brain was like, oh my god, she looks so drunk right now, but like I'm like, it's so funny that she's trying her extra hard to concentrate. And I kind of felt like my inner brain was still sober enough to kind of like read the room and see all these things going on at the same time. But as I was talking, like I feel like I honestly don't even know what all I told her because I feel like my mouth was just going at 1,000,000 miles an hour.
Like your mouth was moving faster than your brain could comprehend what was coming out.
My mouth was spitting everything out all at once, and my brain was like slowly processing things. I'm like, oh, she's really not blinking. I was like, she's really staring into my soul, getting all this information into her brain. But like I said, in my head, I was saying everything normal, but as I was talking, I was like, oh my god. And it's so funny because I was like, wow, I'm talking really fast as I'm literally like spilling the story.
Something else that I like about this, okay, this was like our first time actually like really drinking together. Like we've never really drunk together, Mari. This is like our first time.
Never drunk together?
Oh, sorry, drank together. My bad. I'm thinking about being drunk. So I like the fact that this was again her first time meeting like my friend and then her friend group. And so I felt really comfortable. Like Mari's not like an introvert by any means, but I was like, okay, I feel comfortable. Like I know she's gonna hold her own. So I was comfortable like being able to go, oh, okay, I'm gonna go to the bathroom and I'm gonna talk to this other friend group while Mari locks in with my friend Katie. Like it felt really good being like, okay, I don't gotta worry about her. She's like chatting with everybody else.
I don't need a babysitter.
But you know what I mean? Like there's those friends that I'm like, oh my god, I don't know them. Like don't leave me. I'll go to the bathroom with you. You know, I started feeling it because at one point I talk a lot with my hands, and of course I'm already clumsy as it is.
This girl dropped I don't know how many things.
Okay, when we were first eating, it's just because I was excited. Tiré la bebida.
No, let's start. You broke 2 forks.
Spoons. They're plastic, dude. It's because it was carne asada. I should have just, but I was trying to use a spoon. Anyways, broke 2 of those, and then once we got inside, while I was talking, I dropped my Smirnoff, but I picked it back up and I cleaned it. And then when we were actually walking around and talking, That's when I think I was talking with my hands. Y tiré el Smirnoff and it fell off the table and it broke. So here we are like, oh my God. And my sister like got really quick. They got the broom and they started sweeping it up and we started picking it up. Everyone was really sweet. I'm not going to say the other one. The other thing we cleaned up, but we had to clean up something else. But yeah, I mean, the night felt like it went by so quick. Like when I did the math, we were there for 6 hours.
Yeah.
That was a pretty long time. And I was like, it did not feel like that. I felt like it was a quick, like 2 little 3. So yeah, llegamos a la casa and I went to, okay, what's funny is that I washed my face and I immediately knew, I was like, okay, I got to go to bed because I got to wake up at 7 something to go out to work at 8 in the morning. When I woke up, I told Mari, okay, bye, I'm going to work. She said, bye, have a good day. She calls me while I'm at work. Your turn.
Yes, so Monday, I text Kim and I'm like, dude, I'm so hungover. I'm like, I'm exhausted. And like, I only woke up early because my mouth was so dry. And the funny thing is, like I said, I didn't even drink that much. But honestly,
she thinks.
One of the things, in terms of like drinks, like I said, I had those couple shots. But like I said,
well, we were drinking with Jose Cuervo and that stuff burned. Yeah. It's just not a smooth tequila. It's not good.
Well, and not just that too. Wait, I was going somewhere with this. Let me not lose my train of thought. Oh yeah, like I don't drink anymore. Really, I'm like a one.
Neither.
I'm like a one and done girly, and that's it. But like I said, I hadn't really drank Friday or Saturday, so I kind of let myself a little loose on Sunday. I was like, okay. I was gonna say no one works tomorrow. I'm unemployed. Like, I'm not working, period.
I work tomorrow.
I was like, I'm unemployed. I'm not working, period. So I don't know why I was like, oh, Monday's Memorial Day. Like,
literally.
We're off of work.
It might have been all of those people that were there basically didn't work tomorrow. It was just me that worked the next day.
Yeah. But yeah, I was like, and this is why I don't drink anymore, like heavy or anything. Because I'm like, I hate the feeling. Because once again, I was like, I need to go to the gym. I need to eat breakfast. My first meal, I didn't have it till like 2 p.m.
Here's another detail that Mari is not mentioning. It's the fact that once I got home and she was doing the mental math, she has like this watch that like tracks her sleep. She didn't go to bed until 5 in the morning. We got home at 2. That means this girl was on TikTok and was losing track of time until 5 in the morning. She says she doesn't even remember people she texted. She doesn't even remember the stuff she was liking on TikTok.
Only because you know when like you're like, I guess like on zombie mode. You're like on TikTok and stuff, and I was like, oh, my friend's like online. Like message them like, hey, what are you doing?
The funniest part, this is how I know you were drunk, because again, the next day, like once I got home from work, she was telling me, she's like, Kim, I went down such a rabbit hole last night. Tell me why I was like into conspiracy TikTok. Like why was on that side?
I got no rest. I was being fed all kinds of whatever pill on that side of TikTok. Yeah, I was literally. Like, what? And like I was going down some creepy like philosophical TikToks. Like I got no rest.
Like life theories.
And like I said, I'm already in zombie mode because I'm like, you know, where your body's like trying to tell you go to sleep, and I'm like forcing. I was like, I want to be on TikTok. Like I don't know why I just didn't go to sleep. I have a bad habit of that.
Y'all, she's talking about being hungover. I was hungover too, and I was at work. I was supposed to work at 8 a.m. I had to give myself extra time to like, I don't know, like wake up. So I got to work at 8:30, dude. I was literally at work and I was like, oh my God, I'm so miserable the first 2 hours. The worst part is I drink ice cold water and that tasted like alcohol. Like the taste was still lingering in my mouth, so that was just horrible. And not only that, I literally told Mario, I was like, at one point tuve que ir al baño and just nomás estaba cabeceando for like 10 minutes. I'm like, God, I need a nap, dude. Yeah. So every single one of my breaks that day, I took a nap because I'm like, I need to rest. So 15-minute break, nap. 30-minute lunch, nap. Last one, nap. So that's what ultimately helped me. Once I got like a protein shake after my first break, I started feeling better. But man, I thought that feeling was not going to go away. I was so worried for myself. And it wasn't until we got home and we were talking, we're like, no, wow, that really kind of was a crazy night for us. We have not like drank that much.
Yeah, and only because, like I said, one, we don't really drink like that. And two, I think honestly too, it was at least for me like the sleep deprivation kind of catching up to me. And also yo le terca freaking I had no reason to be staying up on TikTok messaging my friends that like are in different time zones that I'm like, oh, it's not that late for you, it's only like 2-3, and I was like, it's 5 over here. So yeah, so I'm not saying I learned my lesson because
you're gonna do it again.
I stay up late anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the staying up late is normal for me. But for sure the drinking, like I said, I was proud of myself. Friday and Saturday I was like, well, Friday barely drank any. Saturday I was in the club with my water.
Well, the thing is, we left at the best time possible Sunday night, because honestly, it's only because I worked the next day. Had I not worked the next day, we probably would have stayed later. What's funny is that the next day I was messaging my friend because she asked me how I was doing, and I said, oh, first part of my day sucked, but then it got better. And then she basically opened up to me and was like, honestly, girl, once you left, shit went downhill. I was holding on for dear life while you guys were still there. I was trying to keep the vibe going for you guys.
I know how you said, like, oh, I don't know how long we would have stayed. We probably would have stayed longer. I don't think we would have stayed that much longer.
Then I think we just would have went, at least me, I probably would have went harder.
Maybe. I'm only thinking because at some point, like, it kind of did start separate. Like, for example, Katie was talking to me. You were talking to that one girl. The guys were doing their own thing. So, like I said, it was kind of starting, I feel like, to kind of, it comes to that night where it's like everyone's starting to, like, kind of,
deep
like,
conversations.
and, like, you know, go into their own little pockets of conversations. So, I don't think we would have stayed that much longer. And I for sure wasn't going to, like, at this point, I wasn't drinking any drinks. I was just, like, skipping a round of shots every once in a while. And, like I said, only because I knew I was, like, we're about to leave soon.
Yeah.
So, that's kind of why I was, like, calming down. But yeah, guys, that's how our very, very long Memorial Weekend went.
I mean, how to make up for the fact that she didn't go out. So I'm like, if she's going to spend money anyway, she might as well just spend it here. So.
And I like how we were like, oh, the money that we're going to be wasting in gas, whatever.
We're going to save it.
We spent it here. I was like, guys, we can go to the mall, do some window shopping. No one ever goes window shopping. Like, you always leave with something.
She probably spent more, if anything, here. I don't know.
I don't want to go into
it. I don't know. I'm just happy that it ended up being a good weekend and we had plans all of those days and it ended up being okay, you know. It was really fun.
Everyone got home safe. Everyone, like, no one got plastered. Like, it was good, responsible fun.
Yes.
And then other than your friend and her cousin puking
yeah, basically. So
poor girls, but
overall, I'm just happy that we were able to make the best of what happened with the situation. Hopefully, Julion Alvarez ends up getting another concert rescheduled, and those people that initially paid for tickets, because their tickets will still be valid.
Our tickets are still valid. So I know there's several people that I have, like, on social media that were gonna go, unfortunately. So I hope everyone had a good weekend.
Yeah.
Despite that bummer event,
he better get his visa back. That's what we want to end it on. So if you guys want to share what you guys have on your Labor Day weekend, let us know how it went. And
if you had any crazy plans too, if something fun or crazy happened.
Yeah. Tell us the Chisme.
Bye, guys.
Bye.